Hey there, future professionals. Welcome to Employability Plus, the channel where you'll find everything you need to build the skills that get you hired.
Hello friends, welcome to Employability Plus. Another day with you, Arun. Today we are going to see another exciting topic about how to create, or let's say how to use OLAP techniques in Excel. OLAP stands for online online analytical processing. So when I say OLAP, I think some of you, if you are into analytics, data analytics, you would be, easy to you would connect this concept called OLAP easily. For others, let me explain. OLAP comes with four different subtypes. There are four different categories. One is rolling up, second drilling down. Then we have something called slicer, another concept called dicer. So when I say rolling up the data, what are we talking about? Which I'm going to show you, demonstrate rolling up all these concepts using pivot table in Excel. I hope it sounds exciting, right? We're going to use pivot table to, understand the concept of OLAP, right? So let's begin. Let me explain you what is rolling up, what is dicer, what is slicer, right? Through pivot table, right? Let's start. You have a data set right now in front of you, which has month, salesman, region, so on and so forth, right? Now, when you have this kind of data set, first and foremost you have to do is you have to, select the data, insert, right? You go to insert, pivot table. You can do like that, or you can use Alt DP, enter, enter, enter. Three enters, your pivot table will get created. Now, please remember, you are not only going to see OLAP here, you are also going to use, in timeline option also in pivot table. So it's a going to be very exciting section, right? Please stay tuned with this, right? You'll understand, you learn more about this concept, which is very useful for your employability, right? Now, I'm going to drag and drop. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a simple pivot table first, demonstrate the concepts, right? So let's bring region into row, okay, and then product below region, and then let's say salesman below region. In fact, above product. So it will be region, salesman, product, or let's say region. Yeah, let it be region, salesman, and product. Now I'm giving the count of product in the values. And the data looks like this. Okay, but to make it more appealing to you, to the users, let's change this into pivot table options. Display classic pivot table. Please remember this one. Right click, you will get options. In that you have to go to display classic pivot table. Looks very good. Now, what is this concept which I'm going to explain first in pivot table? First and foremost, we are going to see something called rolling up. You heard it right. It is called rolling up. Now, when I say rolling up, what does it mean? Rolling up means, summing up the data, basically aggregating the data at the granularity level. Aggregating the data. Now, when I say aggregating the data, what are we talking about? Here we have region, salesman, product, sales. So region wise, salesman wise, product wise, what is the count? So what are we going to do? We are going to do going backwards, which means I'm going to take this into the aggregator level where I'm not going to see product wise data. Okay. What I'm going to see is I'm going to see region wise data. So this is rolling up. We are just rolling things up and seeing at the top level. This is basically useful for management, top management level. They would not be bothered. They would not be bothered about which salesperson has brought the business or which product has given more, benefit. They would be, focusing on the summary level. So we are just bringing it to the granularity level, summing up things by clicking here. You have minus symbol, right? Just click on that minus, so you'll get like this. Now what happened here, we are no longer seeing what is the individual salesman performance or product performance. We are seeing the summary of the region performance, how a region has performed. This is called rolling up concept in data analysis or data analytics basically, right? When I say data analytics, this is the concept of rolling up. Now, when we say drilling down, now we got the data this level, region level. Now I want to find out what is the performance in terms of salesman level. Basically, we are breaking down the data. Please remember the word breaking down, okay? Which is nothing but region, and then we are breaking the data down like region wise, salesman wise. We are breaking down the data. Then we are breaking down in the salesman wise what are the products they sold. Wait my point. This is called breaking down the data. In other ways, it is called what? We got rolling up. Now it is drilling down, investigating more about the data. Basically, we are investigating more and more about that particular data, right? So I hope you clear about rolling up concept and drilling down the concept, right? Now let's understand what is a slicer. Slicer is nothing but you are actually focusing on one dimension, single dimension of the data. You're just taking a piece of the cake, that is slicing it, slicing the cake. Here in this data set, I'm going to focus on one particular thing. I can use a slicer by go to insert option. There's a slicer you can find in the right side. Slicer, take that, and I'm going to focus on region wise, salesman, product wise. I'm going to focus on one particular region in this. So when I click region, I can do okay. Now out of these three things, okay, instead of selecting from here, I'm going to focus on only north. Okay, let's say middle contributed more, right? Or west, yeah, west. I think middle is what we have more, right? So let's say middle. I've focused only on the middle data. Yeah, why it is middle is coming is just a moment. Reason being, I think we haven't selected other two. This is the reason. Now let's say I'm selecting north. Focus will be on north. Since north there is no data, I think it is not coming, so we don't need to worry about it. Let's take middle only. Now the focus is on middle region, right? So slicing the data out of all information, or let's keep the salesman so that you get more information in this. So let's go to insert. You go to slicer. Just a moment. You have to click here, then only the slicer will get activated. If you click somewhere outside, you don't get slicer. In that, you select only salesman. Salesman take only Lawrence. So Lawrence performance alone will come here. This is one aspect we are taking. It's one dimension, right? So which we call it as a slicer, right? If we want to use dicer in pivot table, okay, basically we are talking about multi-dimension. Here we are going to take salesman is one option, okay, and I'm going to take one more thing, right? I'm going to take one more, which is insert slicer. Okay, I'm going to take region salesman. I took similarly. I'm going to take the salesman product. This is called dicer. What happens? This is there, and this both are there. Now in this Lawrence, the salesman, I'm going to focus only on super glue performance. So this we call it as a dicer. We don't have dicer directly in Excel, but slicer can be used for dicer as well. Right? So this is dicing the data. Like now, I hope you understood the concept. Now we have rolling up, okay, aggregating the data, summing up the data. Then we have drilling down. We are just breaking the data down and investigating in particular. Third, we have a slicer, which we have a two option here directly in pivot table, and then we also have something called dicer where we can see two dimensions in the same data set pivot table. Right? Hope you understood the concept called OLAP, online analytical processing in Excel. Not only in Excel, I'm just giving a demonstration in Excel. You can use any data analytics software. You will have a concept called OLAP, right? The simple way I have explained it in Excel. Now let's move on. See how to use a timeline in pivot table, right? Let me delete this one, right? And then let's delete it, right? Create it once again. Now I'm bringing month. Okay. Right. And then saying salesman wise sum of sales. This is month wise, salesman wise sum of sales. Now this is year wise it is given, right? Now if I want to create a timeline for this, where I can just select only a particular quarter or range. Okay, out of this data, I can use a timeline in pivot table. Insert timeline. You can see this one timeline. What happens? I'm giving OK. Get a data like this. Now you have a data set like this. Okay, you can go to the right side. You choose from here which are the months you need to focus. If I say I want to focus only on let's say from August. Okay, I want to focus. I can only focus on that. Let's say my focus is on only on this one. Let's say my focus is on only February to April months. So if I select only this, the data set will have only data pertaining to February to April. Similarly, if I select like this, April to June, this data will get updated based on, this is basically a timeline. Based on this, you can do the selection. You can select based on the timeline, you can see the performance. Right? So this is called timeline in PivotTable. I hope you understood the concepts OLAP and how to use a timeline in PivotTable. I request you to subscribe to this channel because you're going to see many more videos like this henceforth, right? And the pivot, I'm saying Power BI is going to start very soon. I'm going to start with that session. I'm going to explain every single thing in Power BI in its most simplest way, right? So do subscribe, stay tuned with this channel, and you'll get every single day you'll get a new video. It's an updated, which would enhance your knowledge. You might get it paying also, but this is going to be easy for you. You get it for free. The amount of wealth of knowledge you are going to get with the kind of experience I have, it's going to be immense. Get benefited, right, from this channel. Thank you so much. Do subscribe.